Let's talk about grids and spacing in web design. Grids are like the invisible skeleton that holds everything together on a web page. They help organize content in a structured and easy to read manner. Think of a grid like these boxes. Each box represents a space where you can place content, images, or text. By following a grid, you ensure that everything on your website lines up neatly and is easy to read for people to understand and navigate. In the case of web design, we only use columns as websites have fluid heights. We have to make sure that heights are flexible. To create a grid in Figma, you can simply go to Layout Grid, click on plus, and then you'll get your grid. So these are your grid. So as mentioned earlier, in the case of web design, we will be using only the grid, which is column. So now you have the column. So this is the column. So this is the grid. And as I mentioned in the previous chapter, so this also works as a container. So we'll be designing the website in this grid and not beyond this container. Now let's also talk about spacing. Spacing is the distance between two elements on the web page. Without proper spacing, your website can feel cluttered and difficult to read. So let's look at this Figma again. So you can see there's a spacing in between these grids. So this is what spacing is. And how to put the spacing? Go to grid again, click on this three lines, and you will see the thing called cutter. So this cutter is the spacing. Let's say we put 40 or 10, whatever size is relevant for us, we put it that way. So now we have 30 pixels of spacing in between each grid. As mentioned earlier, we need to make sure we check this design in 100%. So now we have spacing and a grid. So now you might be wondering why I put like so many grids and why I put 12. So one common layout that designers often use is 12 column grid. This grid is versatile because it can be divided evenly by multiple number. Like, let me show it to you. Here I have created this design. So in this 12 column grid, you can see these boxes. All of these boxes so let me just darken up. Okay, make it dark. All right. So all of these boxes are fit in a 12 column in a very structured way. So 12 can be divided by multiple numbers. So that's why I've been able to make like so many grid layout. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 12. 3 is 12. 4 is 12. 6 and 6 is 12. 8 plus 4 is 12. 9 plus 3 is 12. So 12 have like multiple divisible numbers. So that's why we use 12 column grid, so that we can create like multiple layouts here. So when we are designing website, having these multiple boxes or multiple option to put the boxes in the different grids enable us to create a different kind of layout or a multiple formats of layout with this grid. So that's why it's always prefer to use 12 column grid, not 10 column. You can still use 10 column actually. You can use 10 column, but 10 can be divided by only few numbers. 10 can be divided by 2 and 5. 8 can be divided by 2, 4, nothing much. So 12 is a number that can be divided by multiple numbers. So that's why we use 12 column grid.